We've got referees.
The referees are on the stand. They're getting ready right now.
Shaking hands. About to go to serve.
U.S. on the board. 1 serving 3. Great dig by Miles. Shoot set to the outside. Shot. Net.
Net violation on the United States, and welcome to the platform 1440 San Jose Invitational. We've got Alexander Samoilovs and Martin Plavins from Latvia versus Miles Evan and Bill Kolinske from the United States. United States has gotten off to a slow start, and there's another block by the Lion King, Alexander Samoilovs. Samoilovs up now 5-1 in this semifinal. First game of the day here in San Jose. My name is Randy Stoklos. I'm here with St. John Smith. Quite a game we got to see today.
Yeah, this is two of 4 of the best teams in the tournament. So you want us just to, okay, so we'll just watch the game and enjoy it. Okay, great. All right, we'll keep the headsets on. All right. 4 serving 6. Eight for Latvia, 4 for the U.S. Five serving 8. Side change. Latvia up 9-5. Six, 9. Ooh, big roof. Seven serving 9. Right back in it, 8-9.
We've had a little technical difficulty. We're here. I'm Randy Stoklos along with St. John Smith at Platform 1440 San Jose Invitational. We've got Latvia against the United States, Alexander Samoilovs and Martin Plavins versus Miles Evans and Bill Kolinske. We have gotten into this game a little bit late, but it's a 2-point game with Latvia up by 10-8. I'm here with my longtime partner, St. John Smith, and what a great event it's been.
Not much wind this morning, little light breeze, probably not going to affect the game too much. I don't know if there's a good side, bad side. It's still a little cool out, but you can see the players are already sweating. They're not having a problem. The sun's out. U.S. team is behind by 1 point, 9 serving 10.
There was an opportunity for the United States to go and get a free ball. Kolinske reaching back and taking that ball away from Evans. That was a good opportunity for the United States to tie this game up. Latvia back to serve. Plavins.
Smart play at the net. Oh, a little excitement. That's the first excitement we've seen this morning. Both teams seemed a little bit slow moving to start this game off, but that's a first show of any excitement out here.
His nickname is the Lion King, Alexander Samoilovs, and he fires up the crowd like no other. One of the top teams in the world coming here and playing in the San Jose Invitational. St. John, this has been an interesting event because not only is it an invitational, but this is the first time that we've been able to have players from around the world compete with different players from different countries.
That's right. That is very unique to this event. So you'll see Americans playing with Brazilians, Americans playing with Swiss. It's most of the teams are true to their country, The majority of the American teams are playing with Americans, and same with the international teams. But it's kind of fun to see that some of the players, men and women, are switching it up. Now, the men can't play with the women, Randy. I don't know if you knew that.
That's a good point by you, and you're kind of being funny about that. But it's really been an exciting event, kind of close to the U.S. Open of tennis doubles, where you see other countries playing with themselves and having some really good volleyball out here this weekend. There's little or no wind today, maybe a crosswind, but if you look at the flags, everything is completely dead. We've got a close game, and this is quite a great opportunity for Evans and Kolinske from the United States. Haven't been in this situation all that many times, playing on the World Tour and playing against one of the top 10 teams in the world. It's just an opportunity that they just really must cherish.
Hey, they have a chance to go to the finals of the event. They haven't been in the finals of a major international event, so this is huge for them.
Alexander Samoilovs and Martin Plavins have been playing together for almost 15 years. Not completely. They started off 15 years ago playing, and it's their normal partner. I don't know exactly if it was injury or if they had difficulty playing, but it's Smedens. But Alexander has now picked up his old-time partner, Martin Plavins, and it's pretty incredible to see them back and play, and I'm sure they feel very comfortable with one another. There's a good swing by Martin Plavins from the right side. Cagey guy, not all that tall. Got a quick arm swing.
Good jumper, though. Really good jumper. He plays way above the net.
Got to go and time it, and sure enough, he puts that ball away to go and give him the Latvians a 3-point lead.
Nice hit inside the block, down the middle. Usually you don't see hitters hitting a shot down the middle of the court. The blockers are going to try and take all the line or all the angle, and sometimes the middle is open, but that's not a normal hit for people. That's a great swing off the net. He's 8 feet off the net, makes a big swing. Did you notice, Randy, he's goofy foot?
Samoilovs goes off his off foot, meaning goofy foot, meaning right, left, and left, right as we describe it. But it's very interesting that not too many players around the world do that. And the only other person that I knew of was Karch Karai indoors, where one day I spoke to him and he talked about him using one takeoff from one area and another from the other.
Yeah, he switched it up.
And he would switch it up.
And on the beach, Randy, because your approach is much shorter, sometimes if the ball is in a different place from where you would normally approach from, you'll push off with your opposite foot and jump from wherever you are. So it happens a lot more on the beach than it does indoors.
USA, Kolinske back to serve.
Chance for a point. Oh. Just out of bounds. Was there a touch? No. That ball looked out of bounds from here.
That ball's out probably 4 or 5 inches, and you've got Plavins wanting and begging for that. He had an opportunity, but he kind of he made a good long look and then decided to go and take a swing as the blocker backed up to try to play defense and made the error hitting that out long, bringing the United States back in within 1 point, 14-15.
It's amazing how slow this game started. I mean, it's just like the guys were asleep, but now they seem to be warmed up. Nice up. Oh, great recovery. Yeah, just barely caught the line. You're going to see a lot of that where the partner passes the ball up on 1 for the partner to hit it over on 2 to make sure that the block does not get in place. We saw so much of it on the girls' side and the guys' side yesterday and the day before, and you're going to see more of it from the top teams all throughout the tournament, the rest of this tournament.
So Latvia is up by 2 points, 16-14. The United States calls it a unique kind of timeout right there to break a little bit of a momentum. They're probably
good timeout,
thinking about trying to go slow everything down and really concentrate to get that 15th point and put a little pressure on the Latvians.
Don't save those timeouts, you know. You can't. They don't do you any good once the game's over. So that's a good timeout, I think, for them. Make sure that the Latvians don't run right over them. They're going to make sure they stop them and then turn the momentum.
Evie, his coach, the United States, is basically under their barking some instructions, being positive with the United States team right there. The Latvians, needless to say, do not have a coach, which is an interesting thing with the dynamics of really having another set of eyes, Sinjin.
Yeah, well, also it's a cost thing too. You're traveling around the world, you got to pay for another person to come with you. It's not an easy thing. Here in the U.S. teams, it's not that far. San Jose is in California. So the travel isn't a big issue for them. So a lot of the Americans have their coaches here, although when they travel internationally, not all of them are able to bring a coach with them.
I think the one team that does it, or the country that does it the most, is Brazil. They come out of a timeout and they shank the pass. The United States loses that point, really, and everything backfired on them with calling that timeout. It's just a simple serve to the middle of the court. We have a little trace of wind, which that ball every time moves just a little bit, and it was a mishandled by the United States. Point goes to Latvia, and it really was an important point in the entire game. And then there's a hitting error by Evans from the right side to give now Latvia a lead of 4 points.
Yeah, 18-14. Okay, that timeout did exactly the opposite of what they were hoping. They did not slow down the momentum. That ball dropped. There's a great shot by Miles over the block. I know he's not happy with the last couple points, but now they got to forget about that and get ready to score. He went up and just rolled the ball over the block. Plavins was on the angle. Oh no, that's not going to help either.
So a number of little quick errors in the end of this game for the United States. A passing error, now a serving into that hit out of bounds. That's quick 3 points for Latvia that puts them in the driver's seat up by 4, 19-15. They go to Kolinske. Kolinske takes the ball out of the middle, takes a swing back to the line. I like that movement. You got to move the blocker this day and age to get a better opportunity to put that ball away.
Yeah, and that pass was all the way over to the right side of the court. So the set was up and down. Kolinske came over to the setter, which I like, instead of trying to have the setter push it in front of the hitter. And then he has all that court for the cutback.
At the side switch, United States back to serve, down by 3, 16-19.
Ooh, there's a big break for the Americans.
That was a big break. I like the pass by Martin Plavins to the middle, but if you really notice, he just walked into that approach, didn't see the court, hit that ball right into the net to give the United States an opportunity to get just a little bit closer, down by 2, 17-19.
Give a little credit to Kolinske. He had a big block up there. There wasn't much room. The set was kind of close, so he tried to avoid the block and just drilled it in the net. Oh, that was huge.
It was a huge block by Kolinske, and it was very smart to go and serve that ball on the line and put him out on the pin. Lion King goes up on the cross court. Kolinske makes the move.
A late move.
And just absolutely roofs, which is a huge point in this game right now, but he's got to come up with a big one right now. Down by 1, 18-19.
Miles, nice dive. Couldn't control it. He made the right move, came over to the line last time. He hit the cross court, this time over the block. They were ready for it, but couldn't control it.
Evans pops that ball up. It lands in the court. Kolinski's got to get after that ball. You must egg your partner on to get after that ball because it's such a huge point. And now Latvia at point set, first game. They go to Kolinske to the deep middle. Kolinske chops it back to the line. Plavinski's got a shot at it in there, and we got a block by Kolinske again. Kolinske is so smart in regards to staying at the net right there and putting the pressure on, and Plavins did not see the block and gives up a point. So we're into a 1-point game still. Point game for Latvia, up 20-19 with the United States back to serve. Evans.
Out of bounds, that's the first set, 21-19. Okay, both teams I think are warmed up. What do you think, Randy?
I think that they were feeling each other out right there. Not a whole lot of really big plays, but again, early on in the day, first game of the Platforms 1440 San Jose Invitational. This is a crossover semifinal. Winner will go to the finals. Loser will play in the bronze match. And it's actually a beautiful day today, St. John.
Absolutely. Sun is out. This is the best day we've had of the tournament, I think. The sun being out this early. Temperature, it's warming up as we speak. And players, first game in the morning.
It's been a fun tournament. It's been actually a really a different one for myself, Randy Stoklos, and my partner here, St. John Smith, seeing your son play. Hagen Smith early on in the rounds, and it was kind of fun to see him at 23 years old coming out here and playing and competing.
Yeah, that's right. Played with Stephen Irvin. They both went to Loyola High School. Stephen went on to Stanford, Hagen to UCLA, had great indoor careers, the both of them. And then Hagen just started kind of playing on the beach and competing. Stephen played a little bit, not a lot. So they've got a lot of work, but they had a great time out here playing in this event. Made it to Saturday. Had a lot of fun. It's great for me. I mean, are you kidding? To watch your son compete in the sport that you competed in,
yeah,
it's awesome. And his two brothers were watching him, Stanton and little St. John. So it's fun for all of us. And Mom Patty is here, of course. She had to see it. So
it's a family affair.
Absolutely. And this event is made for that. There's so many things going on at this event for the family. Even if you didn't know anything about volleyball, you'd come for the event with the concert and everything else.
So we're into set two. Kolinske back to serve for the United States.
Big hit. That looked like it went over the block, didn't it?
Well, either that or around it, Alexander Samoilovs swinging the ball from the left side. He passes that ball and he asks for that big ball to the outside. He really is a good player. And there's a ball off the chest that kind of gets hurried up.
Chest and then a left-handed hit. A chest pass because the ball rose on him. This ball can really move around. Even without a lot of wind, it will still move. That ball rose on him, and instead of trying to get his hands in front of it, which he probably would have shanked it, he let it hit his chest and made a decent little pass, but they didn't get the point.
They go to Kolinske out of the middle. USA attacks. He chops it back to the line. I like that. Kolinske's got to go and step over and take a little bit more court and put the pressure on the Latvians to serve the ball to Evans and make it a better serve. Here Evans is back to serve for the United States. And there's a point that goes to the United States. Evans has got to be very, very happy about that point.
That ball, I'm telling you, he did not hit the ball hard on the serve. The ball just moves because the seams don't come up and the ball does weird things. It's a kind of a smooth surface on the ball. Great shot. Great shot by Martin.
Martin Plavins putting that ball away on a little cut shot, and his partner barking out like, yes, we got to get things going. I like the style of Alexander Samoilovs play because he really is a fiery guy and he gets his team together. And there's a nice little cut by Evans.
Cut for cut, tit for tat.
Looking around the court, coming in hard, and then going to the cut shot. Point goes to the United States. We've got a 3-3 tie right now. United States is in a must-win situation in game two, or set two. United States back to serve. Kolinske.
Angle. He loves hitting the angle. He went up on that one and cut the angle. Miles just couldn't get to it. He was close, just couldn't quite get to it.
You know, both these teams know exactly what's at stake. This is an opportunity to get to the finals of the Platform 1440 San Jose Invitational, which is a big one. $28,000 first place prize money. And needless to say, everybody would like to have a piece of that change.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kolinske, he had the cut open, but he let that ball drop too far. and it didn't make it over the net.
Seems like we have a little bit of a south wind, which carried that ball inside a little bit, and he wasn't able to go and cut that ball into the net. It goes, point goes to Latvia, and here's another opportunity for the Americans, and the Americans get blocked, and the Lion King barks and roars.
So the last few plays that Kolinske passed the ball over to the right side, he cut back, and Alexander was prepared for it that time. He reached back into the cutback and got the block. Nice hit down the line by Miles. Great hit. So most of the blockers are going to try and block the angle. That's where most of the hitters want to hit the ball. It's much more difficult to hit the ball down the line. And Miles is able to squeak it by and get it down the line. Oh, great save, huh? Out of the net. Nice
really great play by his partner Plavins to go and pop that thing out of the net and give Samoilovs an opportunity. But what do you think? Kolinski's got to go and stay at the net. He really needs to be a better. I say one thing: are you a better digger or are you a better blocker?
Well, that's part of it. But the other part is you never can give up the net. The first thing you got to do is protect the net. Protect the net as a blocker. And that one, had he been at the net, even though it was a bad pass, he would have had a good chance to block that ball.
So Latvia tries to serve the middle of the court. Kolinske now from the left side steps over and takes that middle ball, which I think is a very smart play because he can see the rest of the court. Sure enough, gets a set to the middle and puts that ball away. United States now down by 2, 5-7, game 2.
Ooh, see, this ball is just so unpredictable. He didn't mean to serve that ball 8 feet out. But when you hit it, sometimes it rises, sometimes it drops, sometimes it goes left, sometimes it goes right. The beauty is no one knows where it's going to go. The problem is sometimes it'll carry out of bounds.
Evans from the right side hitting off of the Lion King. Doesn't get an opportunity to get his hands over the net. Point goes to the United States on the side switch. And we're at 8-6 with Latvia up by 2. Let's see if the United States can make a bit of a run. We've got a wind that's like no help, no hurt, a side wind. And here's an opportunity that Plavins goes and uses basically Kolinske, really kind of cagey right there, coming in and just chopping that thing down the line off the block.
Yeah, it's either angle or line, right? He chose to hit the line off the elbow of Kolinske, and it was effective. Look at that. Kolinske, that's all part of the design. Pass the ball either to the middle or even farther over to the right side of the court. Set the ball up and down. Kolinske will come to the ball, and that way the defensive player has to make a big decision one way or the other, and he's been cutting it back 9 out of 10 times so far.
They go to the Lion King on the and there is what we call a six-pack ball. Evans doesn't get his hands up quick enough, and sure enough, ball comes off of his noggin.
I'm not sure why he said sorry for hitting him in the face. I mean, obviously he didn't intend to, but hey, you know, you're trying to do anything you can to get the point. They got the point.
The players are just too nice this day and age, but that was good sportsmanship to acknowledge it.
Let's see if it affected him. Good play at the net for the Latvians. They end up getting the point. Kolinske was there, blocked the ball, but they got another chance at it and put it away. So everything happened right at the net that play. A block first, and then recovery, and then put the ball away. Big block by the Lion King. Miles tried to turn that ball cross court. In fact, he approached straight on. You know, made it look like he was going to hit it to this side of the court towards the camera, and then turned it away and then the Lion King was ready and reached way over into the angle to block that ball.
United States calls a timeout right there. That all started with the ball that went off of his head. Evans tries to hit the ball from the right side, gets dug. He was kind of, you know, when you get hit in the head, you want to go and put a little bit more pace, and you're a little bit angry that that just happened. And then all of a sudden he tries to attack from the left side, swings the ball cross court, and Samoilovs is all over it and blocks the second point in a row. So the Latvians are up by 5 right now, 12-7, set 2. They won the first set 21-19. It was a fairly close game, but here Latvia's in the driver's seat. What do the Americans need to do to change this game?
Side out. They got to make sure that they get that ball onto the other side of the court and in the sand. That's pretty obvious, isn't it, Randy? But they need to score points also. At this point, with as many points behind as they are, tough serves, block, and a dig, they've got to get the score closer because it's getting to be crunch time. This is beyond the midpoint of the game.
Well, there's a good timeout by United States. Usually works like that. Plavins serves that out long. Point goes to America. United States down by 4, 8-12.
Wow. Risky shot from way over there, shooting a little. He was off the net. The cut shot, you'd think that the defensive player, Miles, would have a chance to run that down, but he was looking for a hard, middle, deep hit, which you would think would happen most of the time when the block backs up and the set's off the net. You're going to swing high, hard, deep middle, but he decided to cut that ball. Very smart play.
Usually that's the kind of the difference between the teams that are really winning these events and not going further, because he looks like he was just dead in the water. If you go and look at the top teams in the world, they're on their toes and they're after every one of those balls. Nothing gets not touched, and if it does not, it gets touched and the ball basically goes off of you, well then they've made a good play. But again, the United States here down by 5, trailing 8-13 in a very difficult situation, and that was a technical timeout.
So now they switch sides. This was a technical timeout at a total of 21 points. Neither team is charged with the timeout. But now I think there's enough wind to say that the left side of the court where the Americans are is the good side of the court if they can get a tough serve. And remember, what's at stake here? You win this game and you go to the finals. So very, very important.
Nice shot.
There's a little bit of a look away by Evans from the right side, looking like he's going to hit that ball cross court, then reaches really high and rolls that ball over Samoilovs from Latvia. Latvia is still in the driver's seat, up by 4. United States back to serve. Kolinske back to serve.
Huge hit down the line, and again, he's been hitting most of his balls cross court. That time he drills the line, so now it makes the blocker think, uh-oh, now he can hit both balls. Now what do I look for? So now it's a guessing game by the blocker to figure out what he's going to do.
There's a smart move by the United States player Evans from the right side, chopping that ball off of Samoilovs. Really, that was a better approach with the aspect of receiving serve on a short serve and then getting an approach and then coming in hard. Good play by the United States to earn that point. They go to Plavins on the right side. Here's another opportunity by Kolinske, and Kolinske gets dug. Then basically they're arguing a little bit like Kolinske dug that ball and it stuck a bit, and I'd have to agree it did stick a little bit.
Well, and you say stick, but if it was a hard driven spike, it can stick. But that they thought, the Latvians thought it was kind of a half hit, and you're not able to double the ball, or it can't stick if it's kind of a half hit. So judgment call by the referee.
And Latvia gets all excited. It's amazing how you react to a play when something goes against you, and then you come back, and sure enough, he did the positive move by shooting that ball up and over the block to the corner. Point goes to Latvia. Pretty big point in this game, up now by 4, 15-11, second set.
Yeah, smart play. Short serve to Miles. They know they're trying to move Miles forward on his pass so he doesn't get a great approach. But the thing you do to change that is you pass that ball up to the net, just like I used to do for you, Randy, and then have your partner, Kolinske, go ahead and hit that ball. And the block will rarely ever get all the way to that ball to block it, which you saw.
There's another serving error by Kolinske in the United States. Gives a free point to Latvia at the side switch. Now Latvia up 16-12 again in the driver's seat.
And going to, again, the wind's just coming up. So I think the good side is the left side of the court that the Latvians are on. There's a shank. There's that serve from the good side. And it doesn't look like a tough serve. It looks like he's just hitting it easy over the net. But I'm telling you, this ball moves. It moves. Even when you don't think it's going to move, it moves.
Latvia's blocker, Samoilovs, just yelling and screaming out here. He knows the finish line is close. Here's another opportunity from Plavins on the right side. He takes a swing and puts that ball just out wide, but goes off the block of Kolinske. Point goes to Latvia. Latvia in a commanding lead now.
And this is to get to the finals of the tournament. This is huge.
So they know how important it is, and they're right where they want to be. They've been playing really, really well in the entire tournament, and obviously they've been doing that for an obvious reason because they're right in the semifinals and here looking like they're going to the finals of this event.
And then there's another cutback by Kolinske from out of the middle. Most of the time, that's what he's going to do. Nice reach over the block down the line. He hasn't done that often.
Yeah, you know, and when he has, the United States has just not made any move because he started off in the game really blasting that ball across court. So Evans is just stuck in the cement in the cross court, and he's not making any move to get that pop that ball up. Here's another Kolinske cutback.
Again.
It's been working all day long for him. Or all morning long, I should say. Kolinske now back to serve, trailing by 5, 14-19.
They got to make their move right now. They got to do something special.
There's a ball that gets served to the middle. It goes to Samoilovs. Samoilovs chops it up. I think this ball's got to go over, and it does. Here's another opportunity. They go on two, and Plavins just absolutely just goes and hammers it, and you can hear Samoilovs go, aha! He loves that when he get a free ball at the net and there's nobody up. That ball being put away.
Kolinske was getting ready to block Alexander Samoilovs, and he just passed that ball low into the middle, and his partner hammers it.
So we're here at point match for Latvia. Back to serve 20-14. And there's the ace serve, and sure enough, Latvia on to the finals, really in a commanding win over Evans and Kolinske of the United States. That was a great opportunity for the United States. This is the first time they've really been in a position to play such a high-quality team. They come out basically with a loss, but the United States is happy to be in the bronze situation, and Latvia is so exciting, and sure enough, here they are just all fired up, and he gives the lion call. There it is with a little kiss back to the camera. Well, that pretty sums it up.
Okay.
Latvia winning it.
We got a women's match next. We got a lot more to go today, but Latvia will end up playing on center court in the finals in a few hours. But next up is a women's match right here. Don't go away. It's coming up.
We'll be right back.